Hello, this is Felicia Moore, your host for Realty Resources and Realities, brought to you by Exit Realty West Midtown. We're here to serve you. I am so proud to be the Director of Community Resources and Engagement, and this is part of our engagement. We want to educate you, we want to provide you information, and Exit Realty has done such a wonderful job of hosting home buyer seminars. Whether it's your first time buying a home, whether it's your second time buying a home, whether you want to buy investment property, just property in general, we're here to do that. Now, scrolling across the bottom of the screen, I need your help. We need your help because we are going to be providing and continue to provide wonderful information that can be a help to you or maybe help to someone else. And so we ask for you to do a couple of things. One, take a moment, go and hit that thumbs up button. That's the like button. It's really important because it tells other people what we're doing. And it makes sure that YouTube knows this is a show that people like. And so they will share it with other people. I'd like for you to share it. If you know someone who needs the information that's provided in the show, or you just say, hey, this is a good show you might want to subscribe to, please. Sharing is even more important, but also subscribe. Make sure you hit that subscriber button, hit that bell for all notifications. That's important because you don't want to miss a show. Whether you can watch it as soon as it comes on or whether you can come back and replay it later, please make sure you like it too when you watch that show. So scrolling across the bottom of the screen, that's what I'm asking you to do. Also, I'm asking you to help us help you. And how do we do that? We provide information and shows that you want to hear about, that you like, that concern you. You all know one of my pet peeves has been the property deed theft. And so I've done a lot of shows on that and I will continue to do it. But there may be other issues or topics that you think should be shared with other people or questions you may have that you would like to share with the general audience. Please contact me. Let me know what you think about the show, how we can improve it, what we should talk about, and ask Felicia at exitwestmidtown.com. It's on the screen. Ask Felicia at exitwestmidtown.com, or you can text Ask Felicia to 85377. I will return your call. I will return your email. We may even talk. You can even come on the show if you like, if you have some good information. So please, 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 please hit that like button, as I said, and also make sure you send me information so that I know what you want. So what are we going to do today? The topic of today is want to be a property owner? Preparation is the key. And so we're going to talk about some of those things that you can prepare yourself for, no matter whether it's you're buying a home or you're buying a lot or whatever it is, things to be prepared for in this process. And if you can pre-prepare for it and you already know what the steps are, you don't have to try to go through the steps and then figure out, okay, now what? Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back and we're going to get into it because one of the first steps you should want is to make sure you have someone holding your hand, someone who has your back and is working on your behalf. So we'll be right back and we'll talk about how you prepare yourself to be a property owner.
Why real estate professionals across North America are choosing Exit Realty.
Because of Exit, I am completely debt-free.
Myself and my family have been able to achieve financial freedom.
I am earning more than I ever thought possible.
The Exit formula was actually created to be the solution in the real estate industry, to address all the problems. For agents, in the beginning, they need steady, consistent paychecks. Exit has something that is a key differentiator. We provide residual income.
Do the job once and get paid over and over. Fill in the gaps between commissions and create the life you always wanted. Learn how you can have more. Text 4MM to 85377. The real estate market continues to change. Your local Exit Realty office is just a call away. At Exit Realty, we sell homes. Reach out to us today.
All right, we're back. And for those of you who are realtors or agents out there who are looking to maybe a new home, please consider Exit Realty. I'm telling you, they have benefits that others do not have. And just as they talked about residual income, if you can attract great quality agents to this office, it will benefit you today. It will benefit you tomorrow, and it'll benefit your heirs in the future. So please make sure you reach out to me at Felicia at exitwestmidtown.com because I can get you more information. I certainly can. So again, going back to where we were talking about the fact that we have a home buyer seminar, and in that home buyer seminar, thanks to our broker of record, Michael Williams, he's our broker of record. And he puts together an excellent program with excellent information that you can use to help prepare you for that process. And so the first person up, I'm going to get her information and her name up, is, did I get it up there? Yes, it is Miss Bathsheba. Miss Bathsheba Francis is a mortgage broker, and she helps you find what you're gonna need to purchase a property, funding for your home. Now, of course, you can always purchase your property with cash, so that means you won't need Miss Bathsheba. But if you do purchase with cash, you're going to need to be able to show that you have those funds when you put in a contract, because people are going to want to know, are you wasting my time or do you really have that information? So let's go over here and let's see what she has to say.
Find the money to complete your dream of owning a home, right? And so the first thing we need to do when we do that is just to find out where you are financially and to find out what your desire is. And what we do is match the two. Because I work with many lenders, we have the opportunity to help each person with their specific needs. We're all different, right? We all have different situations going on. Some of us are working in
And that's important when she says, I'm going to go back and start over. You know, before you actually get to Bathsheba, let me back up and say, because you'll see behind her, you'll see our broker of record, Michael Williams, come, and he put this in his introduction to her. Because one of the things you're going to need is a professional to help guide you. And typically, you can probably be looking for someone who can lend you the money, as well as someone who can help you find the property and help walk you through the contract phase all the way to closing. And that would be a realtor. And so let me stop and pause here before we get into Bathsheba, but you see her information on the bottom, so please take note of that. She will be more than happy to help you. She is one of many mortgage brokers that we partner with here at Exit Realty West Midtown. I do want to say too, in terms of mortgage information, depending on what you do, some of them specialize in different things. If you want a construction to perm loan, you want to build a brand new home from ground up. If you want to buy a lot, if you want investment property, if you want commercial property, there may be different lenders or lending brokers who we would refer you to for your specific need. But generally, in the residential space, this will be helpful to you because she is a broker and she can look at many different lending sources at once, or you can go directly to a bank. But I digress. Back to the fact that you need to get a good realtor. If you have someone that you know already who can help you with your financing needs, by all means, go ahead before you even talk to the realtor if you want to, but get that pre-qualification letter. Go ahead and get that process started. Or if you find your realtor, like we would, provide you the list of people that we've partnered with. Or if there's something very specific that you want, we may say, hey, you might want to call X, Y, and Z. We can certainly help give you some advice on who to contact. But picking a realtor is important because you want someone who's going to, I always say, just hold your hand all the way to the closing table. You want someone that you can reach, who's accessible. When you call them, they call you back, or they pick up the phone. If you text or email them, they respond to you. They give you a heads up before something happens, like, hey, we've done this. Our next step is X. Or once you get into contract, somebody who gives you that list of dates and times, because time is of the essence with real estate. You want to make sure somebody keeps you on track because you want to get to that closing table with as least stress as possible. So the first step, I would say, is to find who you're going to partner with a realtor. They can even give you a better idea and resources in terms of who you may want to get the financing from. So let's hear from Bathsheba again. Her information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen.
Complete your dream of owning a home, right? And so the first thing we need to do when we do that is just to find out where you are financially and to find out what your desire is. And what we do is match the two. Because I work with
And she's very important. What she says is important because she wants to match what it is that you want with who you are.
many lenders, we have the opportunity to help each person with their specific needs. We're all different, right? We all have different situations going on. Some of us are working in a gig economy. Others of us are in the real estate industry. Basically, we're investors. We're looking to find better and new properties. Um, Everyone has unique needs, right? So what we do is take you as the individual. We sit down, we have a conversation with you, and determine what's going to be the best course of action for you.
And I want to say that that is a similar thing that we do with you as a realtor. Once you get that pre-qualification letter, let's say, and they say, did you qualify for $500,000? I'm just using that as a round figure. As you know, in the market today, depending on the area, you can anywhere look from 430 to 450 as the average cost of a home. It's really high. So I'm going to use 500,000. So now we know that there is a limit. So me as a realtor that says, I'm going to be looking based on some other things I'm going to find out from you, what you can purchase for $500,000 or less. You don't have to spend the limit, but then we're going to have a conversation. We're going to sit and talk about, you know, why you're moving. What is it that you want to see in your next neighborhood? What are those things that you got to have? What are those things that you just don't care about? And how many bedrooms do you want? Do you want everything on a main level? Are you okay with stairs? Do you have children? Do you have pets? Are there needs for a yard, a fence? Um, what are the things that you just got to have in this new house? And then, let's talk about your lifestyle. Where you work. Do you want to be close to work? Um, do you want to be close to family, maybe? What are those areas that are of interest to you? And then once we find the area, then we start to look and see, well, what are the housing costs in that area? What are the schools like in that area? What are the things that you are saying that you want? Are they in this area? And more importantly, can you afford to live in that area with all of the desires you want? Sometimes a realtor may have to take you by the hand and say, you want to spend 500,000. You want to live in this school district, but the houses in this area are going around 1 million. And for all the bedrooms, you want 6 bedrooms and 6 baths. You're not going to be able to do that. So your realtor will be able to talk with you and through with you how you can accomplish your goals. So let's go back to Bathsheba.
What happens nowadays is people, there's certain myths that go along. Do you have to have 20% down to purchase a home? Well, you don't have to. Is it great? Yes. And there's very good benefits of having 20% down, but is it the end all? No. Because what real estate professionals will tell you, the sooner you get into the home, the better off you are because you're building interest in equity. You're building equity into that home, right?
So she talked about a big myth, and I don't know, it's gotten around, and it probably was at one time in real estate, but it's not always the case today. That's one thing that's dynamic about this real estate industry. It's what's true today may not be true tomorrow. What is good today may be different tomorrow. So you have to keep up with the times. But no, 20% down is a great thing. If you have 20% of $500,000 just sitting around waiting to purchase that $500,000 home, great. But I do want to say this in terms of down payment. There are many loan programs that you can get in as low as 3%, and she'll talk about that. But there's even more great things. There are so many down payment assistance programs that people are not taking advantage of. There's money sitting on the table that people are not coming to get. Some of these lenders or mortgage brokers work with these programs, are approved by these programs. And so that's why working with your realtor, we can help get you that match. I've seen people get 10, 20, 30 or more. Some of them layer the down payment programs on top of each other. If you have money that can be forgiven if you live in the home for a certain period of time, or even if it's a small loan, it is worth it. It's not necessarily having to come out of your pocket, because you have to be prepared. You are going to need to be prepared, and there are things that you are going to want in that house. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. I think I'm going to have to split this up because she's giving such good information. There's so much more to say, but let's hear a little bit more.
So the sooner you're able to get in, the better. So if it's going to take you 10 months to get $20,000, then it may be worth it for you to go ahead and wait for 10 months. But if it's going to take you 10 years or 4 years, everything changes. So you want to go ahead and take an FHA loan, which would allow you to only put down 3.5%. Or if you have a higher credit score and you don't have much debt on your records, you want to go for a conventional loan. And that way you can put as little down as be a first-time home buyer, 3%, right? So those are options that are available to you. But now let's say you're an investor, right? And you want to purchase your second home or a quadplex, something where you can go ahead and use to get additional funds coming in. Well, we have different properties that is not based off of your personal income, but it's based off of the property income, right? So we have those things available for you to get.
Again, the flexibility in using a mortgage broker or a mortgage lender. One size does not fit all because all situations are different. So whether you are looking to purchase property, whether you're an investor, whether you want to be a first-time homeowner, second home, whatever you're interested, there are going to be different needs and qualifications, and that's where your realtor, along with your mortgage broker, can help you walk through that.
Get started, you just need a couple of things. You would need your bank statements, and it's just two of them, your last two bank statements, your last two pay checks, or if you're a self-employed individual, you would need your 1099 or your W-2s, just depend on you. What we'll do is we'll have that conversation and see what your needs are, but generally only 3 or 4 things that we will need to go ahead and get you started, to get you pre-qualified for the loan. When you come to me, what you're determining is how much can you afford? That's it. That's what the determination is. That's all we're trying to figure out, and whether you can go ahead and maintain the property.
And again, that is such an important point. Don't want to move over that. You want to go through this process. Provide those bank statements, W-2s, 1099, whatever it is that you are required to do, and get pre-qualified and figure out what it is and how much you can afford. The reason why that is so important is because if you do that, then when you get the realtor or you're working with the realtor, you know what to look for. A realtor is not going to get in the car and take you looking for $1 million home when you only pre-qualify for 500. And most, if not all, realtors will not even put you in the car to go look for anything without knowing what you qualified for. Otherwise, you're wasting both of your time.
So we have those individual conversations so we can go ahead and dig into you as an individual and see what your needs and wants are and how we can go ahead and match it up to get you into a home. Does anybody have any?
So thank you so much. And that see if I can get myself on the stage. There I go. Just a great overview of what's needed. That is her information scrolling at the bottom of the screen. We're going to come back to our next show, and we're going to pick up where we left off with Bathsheba. She is with Well Connected Funding, one of our partners here at Exit Realty West Midtown. Her information is scrolling across the screen. We want to make sure that you know that you got to get that realtor, someone who can help walk you through this, even point you in the right direction of who you might want to use as a realtor. You also are going to want to work with your realtor or on your own, get that pre-qualification letter. It is so very important. We're going to come back and then we're going to wrap up this show and we will pick it up in our next show. We will start with this funding and move to another step that you may need to go through your property purchase.
What if you really could have it all?
At Exit Realty,
We believe
we believe the home you want,
is right there.
right there.
And we'll help you find it.
You can count on us.
And you thought we just sold real estate.
We are Exit Realty. Think smart.
Think Exit.
So we're back and we're going to wrap up this episode of Realty Resources and Realities. I'm going to ask you again to please send us show information. We'd love to hear that from you. I'm going to also put this up on the screen because I want you to make sure you help us get this information out to others by sharing, and subscribing. I want to thank Bathsheba Francis, which we will pick up in the next show, at Well Connected Funding. Of course, our broker of record, Mr. Michael Williams, for putting on a wonderful home buyers seminar. When we come back at our next show, we're going to talk about not only the funding part, but how do we start moving you through the process of actually purchasing a home? Preparation is the key. So some of the preparation steps we could make here is one, getting your list of realtors that you want to interview and talk to see who you mesh with, who is responsive to you, who is experienced, and can help you find that property that you're looking for. Being prepared with your information, whether it's your 2 years of tax returns, your bank statements, if you're self-employed, your 1099s and other information that you can go to a mortgage lender or a mortgage broker and say, hey, I want to get pre-qualified for a loan. So get that information all ready together. Then you can get pre-qualified, find out what your limits are, and then you can start thinking about how you want to work with your realtor to narrow down where and how and what it is that you want to see in your property. One of the things Bathsheba talked about was down payment. Again, you don't have to have this 20% down all the time. You can save that money and use it for other things that we'll talk about as we go along the way. You might want to explore some of these down payment assistance programs where it's actually money sitting on the table free for you as a property owner, whether you're a first-time home buyer or not. $10, $20, $30,000 if you or more, if you can layer on different programs, making sure that you have an experienced agent who can make sure they point you to some experienced mortgage brokers who are already approved with these down payment assistance programs so that they can help you find the property you need. Again, her information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And we are going to wrap up this episode of Realty Resources and Reality. Let me get it. I hope you join us again for our next program. So please join us back. We want to be your resource. Please like, share, subscribe. Also, make sure you hit that notification buttons if you subscribe, and hit that like button so that we can make sure that everyone is able to get the information that they need to make informed decisions. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Why real estate professionals across North America are choosing Exit Realty.
Because of Exit, I am completely debt-free.
Myself and my family have been able to achieve financial freedom.
I am earning more than I ever thought possible.
The exit formula was actually created to be the solution in the real estate industry, to address all the problems. For agents, in the beginning, they need steady, consistent paychecks. Exit has something that is a key differentiator. We provide residual income.
Do the job once and get paid over and over. Fill in the gaps between commissions and create the life you always wanted. Learn how you can have more. Text 4M